Okay, so we gave everybody an appropriate 5 minutes to figure out technology and get logged in. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy to have you guys here. My name is Bethany Farrell, and I am the Assistant Director of Career Development here, and I'm going to get us started. So today we are here for our Career Design Studio as part of Virtual Admitted Students Week. And before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead and put your name and your email address and your major in the chat so that we can connect with you after the fact and you can get to know all of your career coaches who are here and logged in today. So a quick welcome from Jimmy Fallon here, or me. I love a good GIF, so that's the only one you're going to get today. But we are going to real quickly introduce ourselves, and we will start with your career coach, Shanna. Oh.
I'm muted, I'm sorry. I'm Shanna Janeski. I'm the career coach for the College of Education and Human Services and the College of Ag. Oh, do I say a fun fact?
Oh yeah, and we're going to introduce ourselves, and what we do, we're going to say one fun fact.
What's my fun fact? Several episodes of Parks and Rec I've probably seen at least 25 times.
Love it.
My turn?
Yes.
I am Lacey Henderson. I'm the Director for Career Development, so I'm not assigned any particular coach. And my fun fact is I love being outside and soaking up the sun. Amy?
And Amy?
Sorry, I'm totally. Anyways, hi, I'm Amy Fonseca. I'm actually the career coach for the College of Innovation and Design, as well as the College of Science and Engineering and the Career Exploration. And a fun fact about me would be that I'm super, super clumsy, but I make it fun. Anyway, broken like 8 bones in my body, but that's okay.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that. Yeah. That is fun. Jason?
Can you hear me? All right. Sorry, I got a little laggy for a second. Everybody froze. I didn't know if you were playing a joke on me. My name is Jason Mason. I am the career coach for the College of Humanities, Social Science, and Arts, CHSA. And fun fact about me is that I recently acquired a pig that I thought was a pig, but it was actually a hog. So now I have a hog that hangs out with me like a dog. That's all I got.
That's good.
That's pretty fun. Dawn? Dawn, you're muted.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dawn Gomez. I'm the Assistant Director of Career Services in the College of Business. So I'm a career coach in the College of Business, and I'm also the internship coordinator. And a fun fact is I've never broken a bone in my body.
Uh-huh.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood for sure. Here, I'll knock for you. And as I said, I am Bethany Farrell. I am the Assistant Director of Career Development here. And my fun fact is that I am a diehard, the most passionate Gamecock University of South Carolina fan you will ever meet. So, and I love college football. So I'm hoping that we have a college football season this year. I'll be very sad if that does not happen. So thank you everyone for introducing yourself and getting to know, letting y'all get to know our career coaches. So now that you know us, we want you to know, we want to know a little bit about you. So we are going to do a poll everywhere quick activity called How Are You Really? So if you can go to a web browser, you can just go to pollev.com, career develop 706, or you can text career develop 706 to 37607. And we are going to do a quick poll among you to find out how you really are doing. And so when I'm going to open the first poll real quick here in just a second, but just be as honest as you like. We know it's kind of a different experience we're all having right now virtually, so we will just jump into that. So this should be open now. So what I want you to reply with is, how are you feeling today, really? So were you tired? Are you excited? Are you anxious? And just, you can either text or put those responses in to the poll. I will give you a couple of minutes to do that. And I will hope that it works. There we go. Just give it a minute because there's still some more answers coming in. Okay, so it seems we have a couple people who have said that they're feeling a little nervous. We have some people who said curious, pumped, tired. I feel that. It's hard to be not tired on a Monday after a weekend. Excited, learn. So that's really good. So it's really good to just be able to address those things and how you're feeling on a regular basis. So we're going to do another question that goes a little more in depth, and we want to know, how are you feeling about college? And in just a second, this poll will be active. There it goes. So now text to the same number, same thing. How are you feeling about college? You can just send one feeling word and go ahead and send those in, and we will talk about them in just a second. I should have added some music. Don't want me to sing? No, you don't. Okay, for our participants here, does anybody want to unmute themselves and say anything about why they might be feeling excited or scared or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? I am impressed, whoever put that you could spell that so efficiently. That's very, very true. Is anybody? I heard somebody saying something.
Oh, that was me. Sorry, I just said awesome.
Awesome.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, I would have definitely had to Google that. Okay, so when you enter these things into these polls, the words get bigger as more people enter the same thing. So you can see here that of the several of you, of the people who are logged in, there's a lot of people who are nervous, scared, excited, and that is a totally normal feeling to have before going to college. While you may be really excited and really pumped up about going, you might also be a little nervous and scared. And I would think that maybe, and someone even said that they're a bit disappointed, and I totally get that. If you're a senior in college right now, this is not exactly what you expected your senior year to be like. No one could have predicted really that this would be the situation we're in, but we want you to know that we are so excited for your future and excited to have you come and join us here at A&M Commerce, and are even more excited that you're already, as a newly admitted student, excited about taking control of your career. So it is very nerve-wracking and can be a little scary, but know that we are here from you. And the reason our staff is set up the way it is set up is so that you have someone you connect with from the beginning as soon as you get here, and you've already taken that first step. So I know I speak for all the career coaches and the rest of our staff that we're really proud of you for already taking that first step. So thank you for your being vulnerable with us. So we're going to ask one more question here on our poll, and it'll take just a second to activate, but it should activate here in a hot second. And there it goes. Okay, so how are you feeling about your future career? So I want you to put just a word or two. You can answer more than once too. I guess I should have said that 2 questions ago, but go ahead and put your future career, whether that be your potential career options. If you know what your path is, you can put some feelings in there about that. So I'll give it just a minute for everybody to get their responses in.
Ecstatic.
Yeah.
Like it.
I love the confidence that's growing. I appreciate that you guys are coming from a confident place, because that's really exciting. Although you may be a little bit nervous and scared about going to college, the being excited about your future career prospects is a great way. Being confident about that, being ecstatic. But you know what? There's somebody who put that they were unsure. It is totally 100% okay to be unsure. And it's okay if you get here and you are confident and then you become a little bit unsure. And so that is why, again, we have these career coaches who are here to help you if you are one of those people who might be a little unsure about your prospects. Amy can help you with that career exploration, or your specific career coach can help you with that industry. So this was just a little exercise we wanted to do to kind of do a little bit of interactivity with you and get you to start thinking about the different ways that you might be feeling about your future prospects. So thank you so much for participating in that. I am going to turn it over to our director, Lacey, and she's going to give us some updates on some current market trends and industry specific information. So I'm going to mute and turn it over to you, Lacey.
Great, thank you. And then I'll just kind of let you know when to switch slides, if that's okay. So hello, everyone. Welcome to my bedroom and career development. We are so glad that you're here. I would have never thought I would have said that in a million years, but here we are. But I am really glad to have you. I'm glad that you took time out of your day to join us. The first couple of slides, what we're going to really kind of dive in is knowing what the current state of our job market is. I think that that's essential for us in making decisions on our careers. So I'm going to briefly cover some data, and since there's been a kind of a drastic turn in the job market, we're going to cover some predictions. So go ahead and move to the next slide, please. Okay, so this is the current unemployment rate. So if you kind of take a look at it, the unemployment rate, we want to be as low as possible. We just recently actually broke a record of being at a very, very low rate, I think of about 3.3 or 3.5%. Now, currently the unemployment rate is at 4.4% and is probably going to increase, well, most likely going to increase by a lot. Now, some of the different predictions are that we'll definitely go into a recession because of COVID-19 and because of the pandemic that's happening and the stay-at-home orders. So we will see this increase pretty drastically over time. If you look at what happened in 2009, 2008, 2009, we hit a recession and it got up to 10%. They are predicting it to go above the recession line, and they are predicting it to be as bad as the Great Depression, which is about 30%. We just don't know how quickly it will do that, and we don't know how quickly we will bounce back. I will say that in some of the reports that I was looking at, a lot of the predictions don't think that we're going to be in a Great Depression for 10 years or anything like that, but that they think that we'll grow back pretty slowly. So that is our current unemployment rate status and some of the bad news predictions there. Next slide. Yes, so here is the job creations You will also see a dramatic shift in the industries. This is basically an update on job changes by industries that are affected. So based on a monthly survey of employers, the number of jobs in the US has fallen about 700,000 jobs in the past month. That's obviously due to coronavirus, COVID-19. Everyone has stay-at-home orders, so they're not creating. This is about job creation. They're not creating any new jobs as of right now. And the prediction was about 100,000 jobs, but we dropped about 7 times more than that. Also, as of March 28th, there was 6.6 million Americans that had filed for unemployment insurance. And about 2/3, yeah, no, that's it for that slide. Okay, this is job changes by industry. So if you look, the most impacted is the leisure and hospitality as far as job changes go. This is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You'll see some other industries, and in the leisure hospitality industry, this is food services and mostly drink places that have been impacted the most between February and March. Other sectors that have been impacted: healthcare, social assistance, business services, construction, retail, trade, that kind of thing. There are going to be some growth areas coming up. So that's what I want to talk about next. Next slide. So some of the predictions in the economy, in some of the new emerging job market trends are going to be really healthcare positions. 18 of the 30 growing occupations are in healthcare. The other occupations that are going to be vastly growing is computer, math, and alternative energy production will also start to increase, at least in this time during our crisis. And I could see a continuation of that growth after, because I don't think everything will just kind of go back exactly to the way that they were. If they find a job that can have an alternate route, they will replace that job. But some positive effects from this, we'll see, I think, a better in work-life balance. We're going to see increase in remote jobs, so that will create some synergy there, and some social responsibility driven work. I think people are going to start to put a little bit more emphasis on social responsibility and how to take care of our families and our communities and that kind of thing. So we're going to see some jobs increase in that area. And that's all that I have.
Awesome. So knowing all of those things, we wanted to talk a little bit about what career development does and some frequently asked questions that we got from you all, and then also from students that we see on a regular basis that might kind of help you understand a little bit more about what our department does. So knowing all of those things, what assistance does career development provide? That's probably one of the biggest questions that we get. And so we do individualized career coaching. So like we said before, each college has someone designated to them. So if your major falls under that college, if you are an education student, you'd be a student that I would work with. So you can make appointments with me, and we can really help you work through any career related issues or challenges or questions that you might have. So some of the things that we commonly see are help with resumes. We also work with on-campus jobs. So especially we see a lot of incoming students for that may not be thinking about that job after school, but are really thinking about how to get that on-campus job. We can help with that, with cover letters. We do mock interviews. So if you might be preparing to interview for really any kind of job, we can help you get through some of those questions, learn strategic answers to questions, and really help you practice. We do career and networking events. So for anyone that wants kind of a preview on, Bethany, you can correct me, August 6th? August 5th? August 5th, thank you. We will be doing our next virtual career fair. So that is all online. You will log in, chat with recruiters from different companies. And usually at those we see part-time and full-time positions. So I definitely recommend doing that if you're interested. And then we do networking events, usually by major specific. We have the Lion Wardrobe, which is an on-campus resource for students. Bethany just dropped the link to the virtual fair in there, so thank you. The Lion Wardrobe is on campus. It's a resource for students to get professional clothing, and you can get some really awesome suits for like $5 that can really help you build that professional wardrobe as you are starting school and getting along further in your professional career. That's a great resource. And we also do professional headshots there. So you can use that for things like your LinkedIn. If y'all don't have a LinkedIn, I would highly recommend making one, and that can be a really good resource for you as well. Our career coaches can sit down with you and kind of help you figure out how to best use LinkedIn. So you could definitely reach out to any of us for that. We do field trips to different industry employers, and we'll start doing virtual field trips as well. We can help you set up a job shadow if you are interested in shadowing someone. We can help you look for jobs. And then we do workshops on a variety of topics, tons of different things. We do them online and in person. So if you ever have ideas for things that you and other students would want to know more about, you can always let us know about those, and we're happy to meet any of those needs. And then we do career exploration. So I will go ahead and let Amy talk a little bit about our career exploration programs as well.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, just so you know, it is totally okay if you don't know what you want to do. I'm telling you, I'm one of those people that did not know what I wanted to do. And so we want to make sure that you know that we're here for you and that there are things that we can do to help you figure that out. We have assessments that you can take. We have research that we can help you do. We can just talk those things out with you, helping you come up with new ideas of things to look at as possibilities. So we'll work with you through that process. And whatever that looks like for you specifically, we'll meet you where you're at, and we'll get you through to that end where you can feel confident in the end on what you want to do with your life. Because the reality is there's so many people out there that don't do anything with the degree that they got because they didn't really want to do it. And so that's something that you might run into as well, but that's where we're here for you. So it's just something that you can totally reach out to me, and we'll just go from where you're at.
Yes, and Bethany just put Amy's information. We offer career exploration assessments online, and so you can email Amy to get the information to do that if you're interested in that as well. That can kind of help guide your major or what you might want to explore when you start at Commerce. Thank you. So how do on-campus jobs work? This is one of the biggest questions that we get from students, because right when you start at the university, you probably want to hit the ground running, get involved on campus, maybe get an on-campus job. So Bethany, I'll let you talk a little bit more about this process as well. And I know I have a screenshot of Handshake on there if you want to kind of show them what that looks like.
Yes, I was trying to type joinhandshake.com quickly, and I misspelled it. So there we go. So yes, to get an on-campus job, your first step is you're going to need to activate your Handshake profile. You can access Handshake through MyLeo, or you can just go to higherline.com and click on students, or the link is in the chat. It's taamuc.joinhandshake.com. And so you can go on there and log into Handshake. It will look like this. And you can just click on jobs, and you can filter it by on-campus jobs. If you're a student that has work study and you've been, I know that first-time freshmen have been awarded work study. So if you've already accepted that award, you'll just need to complete the training that was listed in your award and then request a permit. And once you do that, that will come through our office, and we'll mark you as work study eligible so that you can apply for work study positions. Our department is always looking for great work study students. Just a shameless plug there. We need people to work at the Lion Wardrobe most of the day. So if that's something you might be interested in, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat. I'm happy to chat with you further about on-campus employment. I sort of know it like the back of my hand. But what you do is you just click on jobs there in Handshake, and you'll be able to search and find on-campus employment. And again, that August 5th, that's before we ever even get to school, we're going to have on-campus employers attending that. There will be a pavilion specifically for on-campus employers who are looking for students to come work for their department. So that's a great way to get started looking for a job before you ever even set foot on campus. So if you have any questions, again, I'll put my email in the chat. I'm happy to speak with you further about it via email.
Thank you, Bethany. So you can either go to hirealion.com and it will kind of guide you through getting to Handshake, or you can put the link in that Bethany put in the chat. So either works. You'll call it Handshake, you'll call it Hire a Lion. They're the same thing. Handshake is just the larger platform, so students call it both. So, and then if you want to go to the next slide. When should I visit career development? This is a question that a lot of students ask. They think, you know, I might not be thinking about my long-term career until I'm a senior, but Bethany said this the other day. She says, visit career development early and often. So I think if you come to us early, I love when students start reaching out to us the summer before they start to just kind of get an idea of who their career coach is, what their plans might look like, knowing that, you know, starting that resume can start with that on-campus employment your first semester, and that can really help get you some good marketable skills so that as you're moving along in your college career, you're able to get that internship that you want because you have great experience listed on your resume already from on-campus jobs, volunteering, leadership, all of those things. So we love to see students even before they start classes, but also, if you wait until later, that is okay too. We work with students at any point in their career. I know that I've worked with some alumni who didn't even know that we existed until recently. And so we are happy to meet students where they are. But if you're really wondering when you should come into our office, whenever you want to, is fine.
And you're already here. You're already in our office right now. So
You're
way to go.
in our virtual office. That's perfect. And then one other question that we sometimes get is, when is the best time to apply for internships and jobs? So for internships, this is going to depend on a few different things. Does the internship that you want require that you're of a certain class year? If you're doing this for your academic program, do they require you take it at a certain time? There will be, I've met some students who have done internships the summer after their freshman year, and that is fine as well, but don't feel the pressure to do that right away. It's okay to, you know, start taking classes, do some exploration, maybe you do some job shadows, and really figure out what you want that next step to be like, but that will depend. For jobs, if you're looking for on-campus jobs or part-time jobs, I think that's a great thing to start with when you start at the university, but we also have some students that wait to get classes and a new social setting under their belt. So again, that's really whenever you feel like that's the right choice for you. If you're looking for your full-time job, I think that will also depend on your recruiting cycle for different industries, and you can talk to your career coach more about that.
Yes, and can I add something to
Yes, thank you.
The last thing that you had mentioned is the recruiting cycle. So just to be clear, with internships, they work a little bit different than jobs as far as when they recruit. So we could have a company post an internship in October, and they literally are interviewing in January and hiring in April for a summer start. So really, it's important to think about, when would I want to actually start working, and then work with your career coach on when that application should be submitted. So it's different than just, I'm ready for a job, and you go online and you apply for it and you get it right away. It's a little bit different for internships. So just be aware of that.
Yes, thank you, Lacey. So yes, if you are working with us, we can definitely help advise you on that. And if you're doing this for your academic program, they will hopefully give you some guidelines about what that would look like as well. And then how do you know who your career coach is? So you can always go to our website, and we have it laid out by major. You can obviously reach out to any of us and we'll point you in the right direction. But if we want to just go back through and touch base on who are the different career coaches, we can do that. And our emails are listed there. So feel free to reach out to us if we are your career coach, or reach out to any of us and we'll get you to the right person. So again, I'm Shanna Janescu. I work with the College of Education and Human Services and the College of Ag.
You can skip me.
I'm Amy Fonseca, and I am the career coach for the College of Innovation and Design and the College of Science and Engineering. And don't forget career exploration.
Jason Mason. I am the career coach for CHESA, the College of Humanities, Social Science, and Arts. So.
I'm Dawn Gomez. I'm the career coach for the College of Business.
Awesome. Thank you all. So now we will open it up for questions for any of you that might have some additional questions that we haven't covered yet. You can type that in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Either way is fine.
You just took the words from my mouth, Shanna. I was about to say exactly that same statement.
Any questions? We still have time.
Yep, we have plenty of time to answer your questions, or if you wanted us to show you anything, to show you around Handshake, or show you any of the tools that we have different mock interviewing tools online. If there's anything that you want us to show you, this is your chance. Don't be, we're an open book office, so we'll show you whatever you want. So just let us know. Otherwise, I think it was the perfect presentation if there's no questions.
Covered everything.
Obviously, huh?
And I see some of you did put your email addresses here in the chat, so we will make sure and get this information to your career coach. But if you didn't do that, if you want your career coach to reach out to you after the fact, please go ahead and put that in the chat and we'll get connected with you just real quick here after our meeting today. So there's a question that came into the chat. Does Mr. Mason's career coaching include music? I heard him say something arts. So Jason is the career coach for the College of Humanities, Social Sciences, and Arts. And Shanna is music education. So it just depends. I think you may have put music education. So there's sort of some crossover there. But if you're wanting to be a music teacher, Shanna would be your career coach.
For some of our education programs, there are overlaps with all the different colleges because, like, for example, we have a student worker who is a math major wanting to be a math teacher. And so she kind of falls into both of the books there.
That's a great question, because that's one definitely could be confusing. Jason, did you want to say anything on that? You looked like you were about to say.
No, I always look like I'm in thought. No,
Well, it was
I'm
the
not.
hand motion that really made me feel more like.
I was like, yeah, exactly what she said. That was it.
Bianca has a question about, are there many places outside of the university near campus that will hire students? We do have quite a few off-campus places where you can work. The Boys and Girls Club particularly loves to hire work study students, and they have a good hourly rate. We have a number of restaurants here in town. If you do have a car, you know, Greenville and Silver Springs are right here in our backyard and are always looking for good students to work for them. But that's definitely something we can help you with if you're not wanting to work on campus, or, you know, and the opportunities I think are going to increase as the fall approaches for remote work opportunities as well. So we will know about those that are coming in, although some of the job statistics are bleak, if you will. We are still seeing jobs come in. We are still working with new employers every day. So just know that we are still here to help you with that. And so if it's something you're looking for, Bianca, you can just send me an email, and I'd be happy to kind of put you in touch with some of those local, not on campus people. And we're going to do our best to have some of those at that August 5th virtual event for hiring as well. It's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Jinx.
Well, that is really all the content we have, but we are happy. We will stick around and answer questions and you know, show anything else you'd like to hear from us. And we just appreciate you joining us for the day, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
We have a question. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, from Kiera.
Yeah.
What does the Dallas County Promise cover? Kiera, I'm not 100% sure what you're asking as far as what does it cover. I don't know if there's a funding model. Is that what you're asking about, or is it job related?
I think Dallas County Promise is a tuition funding model. And I believe that would be a question we would need to, that admissions would need to answer. But Kiara, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right. If you will just shoot your career coach an email, they can put you in touch with the right person.
Yeah, it's someone over in enrollment management, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that in the Dallas Promise, if you are talking about jobs, we are working really closely with placing students that are here over the summer. So if you are taking classes in the summer and you need some assistance with placing or finding work, we can help you with that. As far as funding, we just don't know that part of it. That's all in admissions.
But we'll find out and know the answer next time.
Any other questions? Well, okay, so Ralph, this is a great question too. What would be a good first step in career development while waiting on the fall semester? Who wants to take that one?
I'll take that.
Okay, go ahead.
Career assessment. This is a great time to take career assessment. And even, and after you get your career assessment and you connect with your coach, you can just go ahead and your coach will give you an interpretation of your results. And from there, you might even have time this summer to reach out to someone in that industry for an informational interview. An informational interview is, and you can do it virtually, is simply when you want to find out more information about a field, you want to find out more in depth, and you can ask questions such as, how did you get in the field? What was your major? What do you do in a typical day? What do you enjoy most about your job? What challenges do you have? So it's a great time to really kind of dig in and identify what your strengths and your abilities are through career assessment, and then dig in and do some research into those fields.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just going to add on to that. That's great you said that about informational interviews. We have a system called Wiser that's available to all students and alumni. And you can go on there and you can find a mentor. You can connect with current students or you can connect with alumni. So you might be able to, and I'm going to put that link in the chat for you to, Shanna beat me to it. So you can log onto that and create a profile on there and potentially do some of those informational interviews virtually. We have a huge database there of alumni of our university that you can connect with, and you can search for them by industry, by major, by what they were involved in undergrad. They can search for them for a number of ways and connect with them on a number of different levels. So that's definitely something to look into as well. And that's a great question, Ralph. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it is. Something I wanted to add to what Dawn said that I think was great is, even if you know for sure what you want to do when you graduate, I would take a career assessment anyway, because our career assessment will give you some of your strengths, opportunities for growth, all of those things that are helpful to know. I think it tells you a lot about what you already know about yourself, but in words that you may be able to use in an interview, or that can kind of help you plan out during your 4 years, what do you want to get more experience or exposure to? So it can kind of help you see what maybe some of the gaps in your skill set are, and help you kind of work to improve those. So even if you feel like you really know what you want to do, I would still take a career assessment.
Agreed.
Just to one more thing add to that. When you're doing, like, let's say you do know exactly what you want to do, like, that's a great opportunity for you to kind of just get yourself proactively prepared for when you want to do that internship. Or if you, let's just say you have an opportunity in like the next year after you get started to do something within that realm or that industry that you're looking at going into, you need to be prepared for that, because there's going to end up being an application process to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and get started on that resume for you. Even if you don't have a lot of work experience, let's go ahead and create something for you so you can get that knowledge already started. And you can also kind of have a better understanding, okay, so here's what I don't have, here's what they're typically asking for. So now what do I need to do to get that experience that I need, so that way I can have that stuck on my resume whenever I'm wanting to get that job. So that's just another way for you to just be proactive, and we can get you started on that process. You can set up an appointment with your career coach and we'll get you set up. We'll get you rolling, and then it's going to be fluid throughout this entire time that you're at the university, but it's still a great opportunity for you to just go ahead and get started on that as well.
Great. Any other questions?
I really like your name.
Alexander.
Makes me think of
Alexander, when
Hamilton.
I first logged in, you were the first person logged in, and it seemed like something that like IT might have been testing it, and they had an account that the name was Alexander Hamilton. And then when I said hello, you said hello right back. I was like, oh, that's so exciting. Alexander Hamilton is here.
I try to be early sometimes,
Yeah, I appreciate it. I loved it.
but
Good
have
job.
a good one, everybody.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
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 Ralph, if you just want to shoot Amy an email, I'll put her email right back in the chat again. You can send her an email and she'll send that assessment to you.
And I think Ralph's email is in the chat too. So if Amy, if you want to grab it and go ahead, we can just skip a step.
Oh yeah, just kidding. Ralph, Amy's gonna send it to you.
Some people didn't put it in the chat, so I get it.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks, Ralph.